Hey guys, Sifu Les Clements, Black Dragon Kung Fu. Thanks for watching. So this video, I'm going to explain Qi. Okay? So what is Qi? Is Qi this magical, mystical force that people use to throw someone else across a room with very little effort? Is that what Qi is? Well, not exactly. There is some truth to that, but not quite to that extreme. So what is it? What is Qi? So Qi is energy that comes through the breath. Okay, Qi is energy that is charged by the sun. Qi is air particles that are charged by the sun, if that makes sense. So the sun charges the air, making the air electrical. Okay, photonic particles, we breathe in Qi. Qi is energy that can only be felt. Okay, versus Jing is energy that comes through the water in our bodies. Okay, so Qi is fire, because fire is the sun, and the leopard rules fire. So from the leopard we've learned to puff that flame, right? We've learned to keep that flame at the same temperature. That's what the leopard does, to keep that fire balanced, or that Qi balanced, because the fire can't get too high, just like the Qi. When the fire gets too high or the Qi gets too high, same thing, the imbalance starts to show. Just like if the fire or the Qi takes a dive and drops too low. Okay, so we want our Qi centered in the right place, in the Tantien, which is the second chakra, 2 inches below the navel. Some systems will debate that's not the second, but it doesn't matter. 2 inches below the navel is where all of our electrical energy is centered in our body, or our Qi, right? So Qi, being fire, we breathe in the heat. So we breathe in this energy that comes through the breath, and this charges our body water, or our Jing, or the energy that comes through fluids in our body, water element. So what rules the water element? The snake, if you remember, if you've been watching these videos, the snake rules the water element. So the snake controls the nervous system. Snake is about control over the nervous system, which means control over the blood, the brain, the emotions, right? Emotions are very watery, and snake teaches us how to control them. But the fire gets too high, the water gets too hot. When that happens, you start to see the Qi rise way too high. So if the water is too much and the fire is too low, then you start to see the Qi drop. So when the Qi drops down low, you have very sedentary lifestyle. It feels very sluggish, just not wanting to do anything, can't get out of bed, just wanting to sleep all the time, sitting down, being laziness, slovenly, whatever words you want to use for it. That is an imbalance in Qi. It's low Qi. The Jing is too high. The watery composition is not in line. It's not in ratio with the Qi, the fire. So what happens when the snake and the leopard both actively become effective enough in making these forces reciprocate properly? So when the fire and the water in the body, so the right side of the moon, or the right side of the body is the sun, the left side of the body is the moon. When the solar electric energy reciprocates evenly in ratio of 50-50 with the lunar magnetic energy, you have a perfect balance of water and fire, sun and moon, yin and yang. And then the body becomes electromagnetized. So if you remember that golden cube that we talked about in the videos back before, right? So the person, our body, we start out as a lead cube with nothing. We're blank slates. Now, if we get our hands on the information I'm talking about, we start to transmute our lower, darker base metals, which are lead, and we start to transmute that up to higher metals. Now we've got to transmute up to a higher metal of iron, which is still not much better because iron is Mars, the god of war, conflict, and strife. So we have to learn to transmute that still into something higher, which is going to go to copper. And by the time your person gets to copper, the body is pretty close. Copper represents the consciousness of communication. At the highest level, copper can turn into straight up telepathy. So yes, telepathy is very real. Have you ever had something you were going to say right on the tip of your tongue and someone else said it? Yes, it is real. It's a force that has to be tapped into. Not an easy thing to do. It's more about undoing conditioning than learning anything new. There are plenty of people on the planet, including myself, that we practice telepathy together, and it's pretty effective. I don't like to talk too much about that because it's too open to skepticism, but I'm just going to say that much. I might talk about a little bit more of that in another video, a little. But anyway, the idea is when you transmute these base metals up a little bit higher each time, and you eventually electromagnetize the body, then you create a frequency, a field, an electromagnetic fluid. So the electromagnetic fluid is developed from the balance of these energies, and this fluid determines a person's status and power in the world. Now, what I'm talking about is built. It's constructed over time with dedication. Okay, so this is not about one person being just always being better than another one, and this person is just, it's not that. It's the work is being done or it isn't. And when the work is being done, it's going to show in every person who's conscious enough to do the work. It's going to show. And without the work, without some form of work, it's also going to show. And unfortunately, that's why our world looks like what it does. Not enough work. You know, is this individual people's fault? Absolutely not. It's just collective conditioning that we have to break. So creating this electromagnetic fluid, or this ethereal frequency, which is 5 elementally charged or 5-dimensional, because each element corresponds to dimension as well, a certain dimension. Now you have a whole different thing that opens up even further. Okay, so we just keeping in mind that it's all about the balance and staying in the middle. So when this frequency is developed, it can transform anything. Now that could be good, it could be bad. Some people who are aligned with struggle and need it, it will make them worse. Other people that are they're subconsciously feeling they need reprieve, it will draw them in. So there's nothing to lose by practicing this, but it is very difficult. It's not easy, because like I said, it has a lot more to do with undoing conditioning than it does with learning new things, at least at a certain level. Then we're able to put ourselves in a position where we're primed to learn even more advanced things. So with that being said, thanks for watching the video. If you found this information helpful, go ahead and like, and even better if you would subscribe. All right, Seafood Les Clements out.